I don't hate it, but it's just, it's really unbearable at times, especially if you don't have the patience to go through a game. Channelwood is not for you. So yeah, anyway, yeah, you have to be extremely patient when going through that age. Even with the point and click method, you still have to know where you're going, and that can be very tough. So let's. Oh, it's nighttime. Anyway, page time. Now let's see what our rich friend has to say.
You finally returned. I owe you a debt of gratitude, for you have nearly released me.
Nearly.
My name is Sirius.
Yes, you've said that before.
I trust that from your explorations you've become convinced that my wicked brother Aknar is guilty, and I am innocent. It is I who am wrongly imprisoned here.
Why is your image very sharp?
By my father.
Wow, that's
I don't know who you are, or how you came to this island.
My name is Oboe.
You must at least know something of the books.
The name is Oboe, goddammit.
His father was a master of the books. He wrote hundreds of them, all describing and linking to the fantastic places and ages which he had discovered. The room in which you now stand was our father's library. It was here in this room, on this island named Myst, that he housed most of these.
Is it not still his library?
But such a waste.
Random distortion.
By now, surely you've discovered that Aknar has burnt and mutilated most of these books. Why? Our father was always watchful of our exploration. We grew up under his strict supervision. But when we came of age, he gave us unbridled access.
Unbridled?
Books. He began to leave our adventures more and more unchecked. Unsupervised as we were, my brother began to become disturbed. He began to take more from the Myst ages than he had given. Soon he gained a twisted pleasure from the conquest and destruction.
Makes you think that maybe you're Pinocchio.
It was horrific.
Horrific.
His thirst for destruction. But alas, even I discovered his insanity too late. He had completely destroyed all of the Myst ages but 4. I wasted no time. In warning my father, I thought he would recognize Aknar's guilt. But in a fit of rage, he imprisoned both my brother and myself within the pages of these books, designed to hold us until he could judge which of us was guilty.
Whoa, what is that?
To discover the truth, our father embarked on one final journey. However, he has never returned. I can only assume that he perished along the way, leaving me, an innocent victim, entrapped forever. But now, you are
what a long story.
Listen carefully. You must find one more page and I will be forever free. There is a book on the shelves. In this library, which is mostly burned, but has a few pages still intact. It is the last book on the middle shelf. Find it. This book is filled with a variety of patterns. Find pattern 158 and recreate it the door of the fireplace. This will bring you to the last red page. Bring that page to me. And I will finally be released and able to reward you, of course.
And if I don't? Why are you all black and white now?
That page finishes my brother's book. It chills me to even think what would happen if you were to release him.
Sure.
There is another warning.
I can probably
where the red and
understand
blue
that.
pages reside, also resides a green book. If you touch the green book, you also will be imprisoned forever. Our father gave us this same warning long ago. I suggest you follow his advice. Go now. Soon we will meet face to face.
That green book must be very special. I guess we may check that out later on, so yeah. Again, those images look like they were just They were made with a very crudely produced VCR. My God, the images just seem so bad. So very badly distorted. And unfortunately, we now have to go back to the tree house. We have to go back to the giant tree and retrieve Agonar's page. But yeah, I guess we'll find out who is actually the better of the two. Who is the odd man out and pattern 158. So see you when I get back from hell again. And I'm back. The trek back to Chinawood was surprisingly swift, so I was able to all I had to do was reroute some of the water towards the elevator to take me up to the 3rd level to get Agnar's page, and other than that, it was not very bad. Not very bad at all. Now, let's just see what Mr. Crazy Face has to say for himself now.
Hello, I'm Agnar.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm glad to see that you've returned to help me escape from my wrongful imprisonment.
Once again, you're kind of fevering from the face.
Sirius who did this to me. Sirius, my wicked brother. Do not listen to him. I warn you.
I'm already not listening to
liar.
him.
Do not be persuaded by his evil lies. Do not release him. He killed my father.
For ours!
He will kill you.
We'll have to see if he has a shotgun first.
Lust for riches. He stole from the Aegis Mist. He hoarded riches for himself. My father slept away his watchfulness. My sick brother secretly pronounced himself king. King of the Aegis Mist, he said.
Well, yeah.
He began to look
From all
upon
the
me
places
in
I
disgust.
visited.
Slowly, brother!
Whoa, that's pixelated.
And then Sirius began to destroy the Aegis of Mist. He burned their forest. He tore down their structures. He flooded their lands. He murdered their inhabitants. Completely destroyed all but 4 of the Aegis.
But were you also involved?
Of course,
maybe?
I had one father.
In this
I finally found
butchery?
him. There was Sirius also, talking cleverly. The lying tongue of the serpent. He had convinced father that it was I who destroyed the Aegis. He convinced
What was that
it
face?
was I who was greedy for wealth and plunder. And as Sirius dealt the final blow, he tricked father into believing that I was the murderer. But Sirius did not deal as fast a blow as he planned. And his father died a slow death. He at last doubted my brother's clever lies, and so in dying, father imprisoned us both.
Both?
Sure, from which of us the blow had come. I swear to you what I say is true. Release me. You must release me. My brother is a deceitful liar.
You're
He
so...
deserves punishment.
Why sound so desperate?
Vengeance for my dear father. His murder. Believe me.
Isn't an older brother supposed to be...
You must only recover 1 additional page to release me from this prison. It's the easiest to find. Go to the bookshelf. It's in this library. On the far right side of the middle shelf, there's a burned book, which is different from the other burned books.
Is it?
Filled with patterns.
Let me guess, it's 178.
158.
Oh, 158, excuse me.
Mimic its design on the panel in the fireplace. Doing this will bring you to the last blue page. Remember,
It's going
take the red
to turn me
page.
purple.
Only the blue page. Return quickly to me. And do not touch the green book.
Why not?
Trap to imprison those who have not been warned.
Warned.
Do not be tempted, for you will rot and die, imprisoned as I am. I tell you, if you follow my instructions, it will be well worth your while. I promise you that. Go. Go.
And yeah. Now, what I was about to say there before Akinar interrupted me was, isn't an older brother supposed to be rather a lot more protective of his younger brother? I don't really understand this hatred between them both. And yet, at the same time, from what I've seen in the last 3 ages, these brothers have done basically mostly just either greed or torture or both. Well, Cirrus, of course, is the more avaricious one, but Akinar is he definitely seems to have his lust for bloodshed. Seems to be really bloodthirsty. But I don't trust them both. Akinar is definitely right that his brother seems to be a lot more of the serpentine kind. Just seems to be the more shrewd, rehearsed, more arrogant brother, while he is obviously a lot more. I mean, he's a lot more superficial. I mean, he's a lot more. You know, it's plain on his face that he's just out there to just try to grab you from the book. You know, try to take you in with him. But still, though, who to trust? I guess we'll find out after I look through the very long and tedious patterns here. I think that would be... where is it? It is this book, right? Nope, that one's burned. This one, no. It has to be one of these books. Not that one. I could have sworn it was over here. Is this it? I can't AdSense it for some odd reason. No, that's not it. That's mechanical. That is... okay, that's Rhyme. That's the Ester Age. Where is... that one's burned. Channelwood is there. Stoneship is there. I could have sworn that was the pattern book. That one is charred beyond reclamation. I thought it was... and actually, I thought it was on the middle shelf. This may be it. No. Is it this one? Yep. Yeah, this one is a lot more salvageable, but it's still... you can tell that the edges of the book, the binding itself, is burned. Okay, put on your thinking caps, my game musicians, because this is going to be a rather long puzzle here. And we have to memorize it, unfortunately. And fortunately, I have the Myst strategy guide with me, just in case if I just don't want to waste any more time. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of Tetris blocks here, so just think of them as Tetris blocks. That should give you a clear mind as to what we need to do here. So, just a little mnemonic here. Maybe just think of these as, you know, the buttons on the control panel back in the power plant. This is a Tetris block. That's a part of a Tetris block. Just try to interconnect them both. That, okay, just think of this as those, that, and... okay, so here's what you basically need to do here. Check all these. Think of this as an island between the rest of this. Most of this should be completely covered. This is a Tetris block in itself. And just keep going up until you stop right here, and then that should be the last part of the diagonal pattern over here. So, I know it's a... again, you have to memorize this. You have to memorize that just block by block. And the way to do it is in this fireplace. That's the only part that we haven't done yet. And how we do this, we press this button. And oh boy, be prepared. Be prepared for a lot of trial and error here. Okay. Okay, there's that. Now... I must have full concentration if I am to get this all down to a science. So anyway, there's that. I should probably check that in my Myst book, just to see if that's right. So... And I do have a screenshot of this on the computer too, when I did a previous run of this a year or so ago. But since I have this right here at my fingertips. Okay, so here's what I did wrong. Let's uncheck that. And the only thing I got wrong was this. So I think other than that, I think we are well on our way. Yeah, I think we have this all in the bag here. So let's get ready to... Haha! Perfection. Okay, so we have a green book plus 2 of these pages. The dreaded green book is up here. Somehow I think it's going to link me with God. But I guess we'll just see if if what they say is true, that this is going to spell a certain doom for me. Is it game over? Is it game over? No, it's not game over. It looks...
Who the devil are you? Don't come here to Dunny, not yet.
No, I'm definitely going to do that.
Questions for you,
Just
my
bring a
friends.
bad ending.
You no doubt have for me. Where should I begin? Perhaps my story is in order.
Maybe
My
introductions?
name is Atris.
Yeah.
I feel you've met my sons.
I sort of knew that already.
In the red and blue books on Mist Island in my library. My library. It contains my works, my writings. Oh, I wrote many books that linked me to fantastic places. It's an art I learned from my father many years ago.
That we will find out sooner or later.
Books, those were different. I wrote those books to entrap over greedy explorers who might stumble upon my island of mist. But I had no idea my own sons would be entrapped. My sons. Cirrus and Achenar. We had many journeys together. I gave them free rein to the books. Perhaps it was not wise.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't such a good idea.
I could see the greed growing in them. I had not told them about the red and blue books. Their imaginations went wild. They dreamed of riches and power. Of course, they did not know the books were traps. They begged me for access to those books, and I, of course, denied them. Oh, they devised a plan. An evil plan. I had no idea to what extent their greed had progressed. Their own mother. Oh, my own dear Catherine. They used her to lure me here to Dunny. Of course, I could return to Mist, except they removed a single page from my Mist linking book. I cannot return without that page. You, my friend, can bring that page to me. Oh, I pray you believe my story above the lies that my sons have told you. If you could find it in yourself to return that page to me here in Dunny, I could go to Mist, bring justice to my sons for what they've done. I must return to my writing. I pray that you believe me. Please hurry. Bring the page. Bring the page with you.
And don't touch the gateway. Don't touch the gateway image either. Even though I will definitely not do that. No, I won't bring a bad ending if I just accidentally hit the gateway window and I linked myself to Dunny without the green page. But yeah, there we go. There is basically the backstory behind the brothers and why you really shouldn't trust them. Because if I were to choose either one of those pages, and if I freed either one of them, you will get the same bad result. So instead of them being in the trap book, it's actually going to be the other way around, because that's just basically how the Dunny art works, is that you have trap books. There are such linking books known as trap books, and if you link to them and there's someone already in it, they switch places with you, and depending on their character, they may not actually, let you live. They may just imprison you in that book forever, just take away your pages, and you're just forever trapped in some random realm somewhere else which in this case is Kavir, because that's where the suns are. And what am I doing? Yeah, but yeah, well, I mean, spoiler alert if you guys haven't played the 4th game, which I haven't either, but from what I've learned from Myst lore, they are all trapped on Kavir. So they aren't completely dead. You know, I mean, if you win the game, they're not going to be completely banished from the whole, just world of the living, I guess you can say. So, they're still going to be completely alive, but just because they're stuck on some random prison somewhere else in another age, they may never see other worlds again, which, with the case of Sirius and Akinar, would probably be a good thing because of their lifelong dedication to just plundering all of the ages that Atreus has explored. So, let's go back to the spaceship. And let's flick that switch. So, according to the note, the torn halves of that note, we're supposed to set all these to the off position, from what I could recollect in that note, that we're supposed to turn all those off. It's going to be kind of a long and arduous process, but, just bear with me here, as we just go all the way back down to the island. Excuse me, not down to the island, but through the island, because, I still can't get my prepositions right. Eventually, however, I hope to become, I hope to bring back my fluency skills. Alas, though, I'm just more of a shell of what I have been. Okay, so yeah, this one's already off, so let's turn you back off, because I didn't really need to mess with you, because you were already the default position on the map. You were already a default pinpoint location on the map. So, anyway, let's go back down to the dock now, because I think let me just check the map really quickly to see if we had turned all of them off. Let's just have one last look at it. Yep, the last one should be the dock. So let's turn that off, and let's just see what sort of result it will bring me. So, do we have anything here? What? What? I think I turned all of them off. It's a shame I can't climb this rock wall, but I can scale down it. What did I do wrong, game? All these should be off. Okay, so the dock is off. What happens if I flip the switch again? I think maybe I did this wrong. Maybe it's a sort of sequence that I probably shouldn't have done. Maybe I should have... Huh? Huh? Myst book, tell me something. I thought I did this right. So, anyway... Ah, that's what I did wrong. Wow, how very dumbstruck of me. I should have actually thought this through. So anyway, just turn that one off and turn the rest of them on. Hello. Hello. Why did I think? Why on earth did I think that just turning you on? Actually, I didn't really think this through. I mean, I thought I was supposed to turn all of them off and then leave one of the marker switches on, but no, it's the other way around, so yeah. Let me just turn all of you back on again, and let me just not talk about anything, because I'm not really feeling it. I have the bite of senioritis in me that just tells me that I'm almost done with the game, so I feel a little bit more unmotivated because I know that I'm almost done with the game because we just have one last thing to do. I may do rhyme, but rhyme is just basically a very short age that really doesn't seem very rewarding. It's just a little extra Easter egg that they added on when they made the first realMyst. They just thought that maybe with a little flourish, they might add a new age, a fifth age, to go along with part of the story, and it was one of those ages that just Atris decided to let you visit if you, well, successfully beat the game. And all that rhyme is just a desolate, icy island. That's all that it is. It's just really icy. There's only one building. There are four silos, and yeah, that's it. Nothing much, just, four beacon silos, 4 beacons, and just a building with the Mist Lincoln book, and just a cold wasteland. That's it. Okay, now let's turn you off, finally. Everything should be on except for you. Gotcha. Now that we have a generic white page, let's go all the way back to the back. So hopefully we don't have to deal with the pattern again, but if we do, then I may just edit that out. But let's just hope for the best. Where on earth is... Oh yeah, here's the fireplace. Here's that very clean fireplace. And let's do this. Let's spin around. As you spin me round, right, round, round. Okay. And yes, I came back with a white page.
Have you found the missing page?
Yes, I did.
Come.
Come. Wow, you're even
Come
worse.
on, then.
You're even worse than your brother. I mean, than your sons. I don't think Atris even had a brother, and even if he did, he was probably not revealed by his father, because, Greek tragedy, I suppose. So yeah, welcome to Dunny. Or, what's left of it. It's a shame we can't exactly explore these archways. But you can tell, from the music, from the glorious music here, that we had done good. We had done good, son. It's time for our final coda. It's time for us to talk to the master himself. Are you going to give me some
my friend.
final felicitations?
And the page. Did you bring the page?
Yes, I did.
Give it to me. Give me the page.
There. I didn't know how to click.
Done the right thing.
Or I forgot I had to click on him to give him the white page.
I have a difficult choice to make.
Yeah, I know what you have to make, Atris. I know what hard decision you have to make. And with that glow, I think that means I can link back to Myst. You didn't have to be trapped on Dunny forever. I know it must be very sentimental for
My
you,
sons
but
have betrayed me. I know what I must do.
yeah, again, I know what you must do. Is just place your hand on
I
the
shall return
gateway,
shortly.
and I'll wait patiently for you. While I just stand here and wait a few seconds of game time, because usually game time doesn't last that long. Well, I guess on the bright side, I get to listen to the Dunny theme for only a few seconds.
It is done. Oh, I have many questions for you, my friend. But
Why do you look like a ghost?
my writing cannot wait. I fear that my long delay may have already had a catastrophic impact on the world in which my wife Catherine is being held hostage.
Which is leading up to the second installment, which I will LP sooner or later.
Oh, reward. I'm sorry, but all I have to offer you is the library on the island of Mist.
Well, that's a pretty good
Books
reward.
that are contained there. Feel free to explore at your leisure. I hope your explorations are satisfying. You will no longer have my sons to deal with.
Yeah. As we will learn the hard way. Can I still talk to you?
Oh, and one more favor.
Uh-huh.
I'm fighting a foe much greater than my sons could ever have imagined.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in the future, I may find it necessary to request your assistance. Till that point, you're free to enjoy the exploration from my library on Mist. And thank you again.
So yeah, at some point in the future, we will be LPing the next installment where we will be fighting Idris's greater foe than he could ever imagine. So anyway, can I... Oh,
The book. You can use the Mist linking book to return to Mist.
thank you. I thought it was, I kept touching it. Well, that's a wonderful note. Feel free to enjoy this explorations from my library on Mist. Thank you again, Atris. Well, that was an already written up note. Well, there we go. I guess let's go back. And let's talk about the game. Just talk about my final evaluation. So as I had stated before, this was one of my childhood games that I played excessively when I was a little kid, when I was kindergarten or first grade, because that's when I got the Windows 95. And that's when I got a wide assortment of games to play, to engage myself in. And yeah, as you can probably tell here, the books are now gone. Both track books are now just basically burned shells from what they once were, so you can no longer deal with Cirrus or Akinar until the 4th installment, which again, spoiler alert. And this is Rhyme. I don't know why the book... Oh, actually, maybe he just left that down there on purpose, just, so we ever really... If we ever had the time to explore it, which I don't really deal with post-game that much, then, yeah, we could maybe explore this one little Easter egg of an island. But yeah, anyway, again, this was a really good game. Do I prefer this over the original? Graphically, yes. Nostalgically, no. I actually got this via Steam a couple years ago. I really enjoyed going through it again because you can't play the Myst Masterpiece Edition or just the original Windows version on 10 or 7, which is a bit of a shame because actually I wasn't able to run Myst on SP either. You could run Masterpiece Edition on SP, but you couldn't do the original version I had, the original copy. But yeah, it was really nice just going through this whole whole game again, just revisiting everything, going through a differently graphically enhanced environment than the 8-bit environment that we were engaging ourselves in way back in the day. I mean, this is a lot more. I mean, the textures are a lot better. Yeah, again, graphically, this is rather. It's a lot more aesthetic than the original. And musically, it's the same. They kept the same music tracks from the original. The sound effects are different though, because I mean, you can still hear the same wind. You can still hear the same stock wind sound effect that they played in the original Myst, but here they made it a lot more realistic by adding a lot more sound effects because this is a newer game. Back then they had a whole lot of limitations, so they only had to deal with a certain number of pre-rendered images to deal with, sound clips themselves, just via QuickTime, and music tracks. So they only had to deal with that much data to make a game. Still, though, it was really good. It's a groundbreaking game. Definitely one of the first to revolutionize 3D, even if they were just pre-rendered 3D images. But yeah, anyway, yeah, my favorite music tracks in the game are, like I stated before, I liked the Mechanical Age, Myst book music, that, and I would probably say I would probably say second is either the Gateway into Channelwood or the Dunny theme, even though the Planetarium music is also pretty good. And I thought Robin Miller did a really good job with the score. He's a really good composer. He's a really good composer and writer. He and his brother helped write the Myst canon, the trilogy of books that I have the Myst Reader, but it's just basically the trilogy of Myst literature that you can pick up. It's still in print. But anyway, I think that's enough said right now. So next time, I'll be going back to Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I hope you enjoyed, me going through 25 years of memory lane, down memory lane. And next time, we'll go back to TTYD. Until then, I will be linking myself out of here.